And around every corner is a new adventure, where you live amongst nature and giant rabbits come and say hello. Escape to Flamingo Land. Book your day pass online at flamingoland.co.uk.
Life, eh? Busy, busy. And just when you least need it, your boiler goes on the blink. And naturally...
Well, Matchday Live here, live from Ellen Road with Jermaine Beckford and Nigel Martin, and a big 3-0 win for Leeds United. It's been some week, hasn't it? We're going to get you some reaction from the tunnel in just a moment. Believe Noah Okafor will be ready to chat to us, so don't think me rude if I dip out of anything you say here. But firstly, Bex, let me come to you. We said at the start of this, get this done today, and it really is, as Tony said in commentary, next season's within touching distance and Premier League safety.
Yeah, it is. And look, the second half was not exciting, but that's great. That's what we want. We don't want too much excitement, because that means there's a lot going on. It's end-to-end football, which gives the opposition an opportunity to cause us problems. What we did really well, we managed the game. We managed the game really well. We slowed it down when we needed to. We kept the pressure on, but we weren't going the same tempo that we did the first half. So, look, the most important thing...
I'm interrupting you.
Is 3-0.
I'm interrupting you because we have Noah Okafor live in the Ellen Road tunnel to chat to. Noah, congratulations before we get to the goals and the excitement of that and your week, which has been incredible. First and foremost, 3 massive points there. How are you and the guys feeling coming off the pitch today?
I am really happy. I think we knew that it would be a tough game, but we was ready from the second on. So I think, I told the team also to put the stadium on fire. We did that. We had many chances in the first half. I would say excellent first half, and the second half, I think, wasn't our best. But in the end, what matters the most is 3 points, and we have to keep going now.
In the studio with Jermaine Beckford and Nigel Martin, very much enjoyed your goal. Obviously, James Justin with an overhead kick. I don't think we necessarily was on our predictions today, but it was fantastic. Then you followed up with your goal. Let's show you the goal, and if you can talk us through the moment, because it came so quickly after the first one. So talk us through this. Can you see that, the ball coming in there?
Yes.
What's your thoughts on it? What was going through your head when the ball was coming through to you? I love the celebration as well, by the way.
No, I just saw that Brennan had the ball, and invest the 20-yard sprint. I just sprint, and Brendan saws me. Incredible ball, and I want that finish. I'm really happy about my goal, but more about the 3 points. That's all I wanted.
See, what I like is, the last few weeks especially, we're seeing more of you. You're playing more minutes, more games. We're seeing what Noah Okafor is all about. We're loving the assists. We're loving seeing the goals. We're loving seeing the performances where you're lining up you're facing up the fullbacks and you're taking them on. You're leaving him to dust. How does it feel knowing that you've got the confidence of the manager? You're playing the back end of the season, especially knowing that next season's kicking in relatively soon, and hopefully we'll be staying in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think I try to give always my best. I have the fully trust from my teammates, from the coach, from each and everyone from the staff. I feel really comfortable. I have my confidence. To chase the opponent, do my game and everything. So I think I know what I can, but this is not my top. I still far away from my top, but we have to work hard. I have to work hard, especially. And give day by day everything, and then you will have more fun of me.
Noah, Nigel Martin here. Has this got to go down as one of your best weeks in football? You know, the 2 goals at Old Trafford against our rivals over there, and then scoring again today and pretty much cementing Premier League survival.
Yeah, it was an incredible week. Unforgettable week, I would say also. I told before, I know what I can, but I have to continue to be focused and to train hard, and then I can help the team again and again, each and every game. So now we have to enjoy the day today, the 3 points. I can enjoy the week, and then we have to train hard and looking already forward.
It's been great having you with us. Lovely having Bex and Noah both scored winners at Old Trafford, which is lovely. Good luck for the next week. It is a big week coming up as well. I guess we'll get onto that in a moment, but lovely to hear from Noah. And you were saying there, Bex, about the confidence he must be feeling at the moment. 2 on Monday, 1 here today, going into the games for the rest of the season. Strikers, forwards in particular, feed off that confidence, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, as a forward, you want to feel loved, you want to feel appreciated, you want to feel that arm around your shoulder, and you only really get that when you're on the pitch, you're playing well, you're scoring goals, you're getting assists. And the last couple of games especially, we're starting to see the best of him. Noah said there, we've not seen the best of him, the best is yet to come. But I think that's mainly down to the fact that his pre-season wasn't fantastic. He got injuries early on in the season, he was slightly out of favour. Now we're starting to see him playing regularly. The confidence is there. He lines up defenders. He's not afraid to knock the ball past him and go on the overlap. He's not afraid to cut inside, have a shot or a cross. We're seeing the best of him. And genuinely, I'm looking forward to seeing a 100% fully fit Noah Okafor next season, especially because if this is a taster of what's to come, it's going to be some fun, isn't it?
Do you think, Rich, he takes on that second shot at Old Trafford if he hasn't already scored the first goal?
I mean, Nigel,
he might bring that down.
We've established by now no one cares about my opinion whatsoever. But you're right, I guess it's the confidence in the first one leads to the second, and then he's there today. It's a smart finish because he's coming in. He has to change his body angle, doesn't he, to take that on his right foot there, which is his stronger foot. He has to get himself in position for it, Bex.
Yeah, he has to open his body up, but that comes from confidence. Like any other day, any other match, he's going to bring the ball down and bring the ball down on his left foot, take his time, and then try and get a shot off on target. By that time, the goalkeeper would have more than enough time to come out and close his angles down. Maybe he doesn't get a shot off, maybe it doesn't go in. But the confidence he's playing with, playing with players like Dominic, who leads by example. He's not a big shouter and a screamer, but he leads by work ethic. He works his socks off, and everybody's starting to see that. And I don't think Noah Okafor is really known for his off-the-ball exertion, what he does off the ball, but he's seeing all the players around him putting in the hard yards, and it's rubbing off on him. So we're starting to see the best of him. I mentioned before, I think his fitness is one of those things that we're going to see the best of next season, especially after he's had a full pre-season.
You see the players going around. I mean, there was huge celebrations at Old Trafford. It was a big moment. But back-to-back league wins for the first time this season, and the celebrations a little bit more muted than that. But they will know today. It's the target at the start of the season was 38 points from 38 games, right? Around that 39 now, with a few games to go. Nigel, this is a huge stride in the right direction.
Definitely, winning those 2 games in a row at the perfect time of the season. It's incredible. Yes, they've hit 39 points. They'll be looking to Bournemouth. They will do that, but they will have one eye on that cup semi-final coming up. I wonder how many changes will be made for the Bournemouth team, and going forward. But I think we can all safely say that we're okay at the moment, and the cup semi-final is the important one now.
Okay, it's exciting stuff. Let's check in mainly on the health of our lead commentator here on LUTV, Brynlaw, alongside with Tony DeRigo. Brynlaw, at the start of the match, said he was very stressed. At the start of the second half, at 2-0, he said he was slightly less stressed. Now it's 3-0. The game is over. Bryn and Tony in the Ellen Road Tunnel. Let's just check in on the stress levels right now.
I'm in rude good health, Rich, because we've just watched what we needed to see, which was Leeds United claiming 3 more points and adding to the total takes it to 9 points the gap. It's been a good day, hasn't it?
It's been a really good day. Today was all about the result. not so much performance, which is just as well, because 20 minutes of that second half was absolutely shocking. But it didn't matter. It was about getting the job done. I thought we started off really well. The attitude was superb. And after a really big game like Manchester United on Monday, a great win, to then go again is not always easy against supposedly the bottom team, in the table. In that they had better form recently, but then they showed that they're not a great side. But you've got to go and do the job, and we did that. So overall, a brilliant performance.
And it was actually another one of those performances which has different elements to it at different times in the game. So we saw 2 high-quality goals, didn't we?
Well, we really did. I mean, the first overhead kick was incredible, and I think the ball from Aronson for the second goal for Okafor was just fantastic. I mean, it had to be nice and early, it had to be at the right pace, and it was perfect for Noah to go on and just slot it away.
Then in the second half, it was slightly different, wasn't it? It was just get in the way of anything, stop it, block it, and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean they were awful. Let's be honest, and we kind of got dragged into that sort of thing. And as much as we controlled it at the back, okay, going forward, we didn't really threaten as much as we should have done. Made a few changes, looked a bit better, but there was a couple of scary moments. One offside where Armstrong puts it away, that he was just offside. But a few little wake-up calls. But that third goal finally came, and I even heard you breathe a sigh of relief, Bryn. Honestly, I did.
Yes.
And at 3-0, we were okay.
It's a fair cop. It happened. Yeah. I mean. We've just been reading a little stat, you and I. In 21 out of the last 22 seasons, 39 points is enough to stay up. Mm-hmm. So we're almost there, aren't we?
You said the word almost, and I think you're right. We are almost there, and we have 5 games left to get, I think, a point, maybe 3, but no, point should be absolutely fine. So we're in a great position.
And how have they got to this position? What's the key to Leeds' success?
I think it's a pretty simple one, in that we have played as a team. We have been a real team. Every single person at different parts of the season has played a big part in it. There's no one individual. It's not about me. It's about the group. And I just look at the opposite end of that scale, and that's a team called Tottenham Hotspur, who have individuals worth a lot of money, but they are not a team. They're not together. We're the opposite. I think we've done brilliantly well.
Well, we look forward to a big trip to Bournemouth in midweek, do we not now?
We certainly do, in a different frame of mind. And then guess what, Bryn? We're going to Wembley.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. I'm going to look forward to that. What about you?
Yeah, I look forward to that too.
Excellent. Fantastic.
I look forward to that. There's lots to look forward to. All smiles down here.
Brilliant. It's like a little double act going on now. Are we going to Wembley? We're going to Wembley. It's very exciting. It is. All eyes will turn to... by the way, as soon as Daniel Farke's ready, we'll get his thoughts. All eyes will be on Wembley soon. But there is that game against Bournemouth. Bournemouth have won... Is that full-time now against that game? They beat Newcastle. Newcastle are only 3 points above us. That's incredible, isn't it? We're 39 there on 42. They've lost at home today to Bournemouth. Iraola, of course, saying that he's going to be leaving at the end of the season, but that clearly hasn't affected them. They've got plenty to play for, so that will be a big game coming up. Let me just ask you on that question of keeping your eye on the ball with Sunday and Chelsea at Wembley in mind. This team have shown no signs at any point of losing focus on one game at a time. The way that Daniel Farke has them drilled, you'd expect them to be doing that same mantra this week.
Yeah, they'll go down there with the same. They'll prepare in the same way as they would, irrespective if they hadn't won these 2 games. They will go down. He will have them on it. The last thing you want is a really poor performance right before a cup semi-final, because then you've got to pick that back up, and you can't always find that. You've got to keep your standards as high as possible. So to go down there and put in a spirited team performance and get what we can.
It's easy to get carried away with stuff, so I don't want to get carried away. But
this will be interesting.
What Daniel Farke and Leeds have done is they've provided themselves now with a platform from here on to turn this into a really great season. Like, there is a lot to play for. There's 5 games left in the Premier League. There's this cup semi-final coming up. With that win today, this week, those 2 wins. They have provided themselves back with an opportunity to turn this into a really, really memorable season.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, let's not forget, this is our first season back in the Premier League. And before the first ball was kicked, the first day of the season, what was the aim? The aim was to stay in the Premier League. And it's to reach the magical 40-point safety barrier. We're on 39 points from 33 games. So we're pretty much there. But we can't take our foot off the gas. The most important thing for us now is to focus on one game at a time. And we've got great reserve players on the bench that will be good enough to come in to replace some of the players that will be starting to feel a little bit fatigued if they're playing quite a few games in not so many days back to back. But you look at the way Daniel Farke sets his teams up in terms of the recovery days, the recovery times, the training schedules that he puts the boys through. It's fantastic. It works. You know, it's a lot of individual stuff, individual-based stuff. So if he sees one player starting to flag and wear down a little bit more so than another one, he'll drag that player out, get them into a recovery zone. And that's how he's been able to get all of these players, Joe Rodon especially, obviously, we saw him come off the bench today, but players like him and Ethan Ampadu who've been able to play so many minutes of every single game this season and still look fresh, still look fit. You know, you've got players like Tanaka who he's been chomping at the bit to get minutes, and look at the performances he's been putting in over the last few weeks. So when you've got players like that pushing you,
I think we've looked better and better as the season's gone on. We look as though we belong here. I think at the start we were a little bit unsure whether we did, and I think the team have just developed and got better and better as the season's gone on, like they know they deserve to be here. And I think that's down to the team ethic and the manager and the captain driving that team focus. They look a bunch that are together that will run through brick walls for each other, and that means so much to any team.
Let's take a look at the opening goal of the game from James Justin again, because that was a really special moment here, wasn't it? And I think it's one of those things that you have a little bit of disbelief. If a goal like that goes in anyway, everyone's mouths are wide open. But when it comes from a defender, so what's going on here? I'm sure the Leeds United social media team are clipping up every single possible angle of this. But Bex, you talked about this at half-time, just the actual execution of it. Forget anything else, just the technique to score this goal is pretty good stuff.
It's incredible, and the confidence you've got to have to be able to do that as well. You know, look, he's a centre half / right back. The last thing you expect him to do is an overhead kick it. I would expect the ball to go towards him. He would run towards the ball, bring it down on his chest, and maybe bring somebody else into play. But the belief that he's got in himself, that his teammates have got in him as well, that's where this comes from. Look at that. What a finish that is. Absolutely fantastic. Like, the reaction I got when I scored a couple of my overhead kicks was not that dissimilar, to be fair.
Don't make it about you. Just because I mentioned earlier in the match that Okafor had scored at Man United, now you're trying to bring it back.
I just want to feel relevant.
No, you are. We love you. We love you. We love having you here.
Look at that technique.
Actually, Nigel, the keeper who'd come in made a pretty good save from Ethan Ampadu initially, but you can't do anything about this, can you?
No, he can't. I mean, he's up and ready, but, you know, it's such a good finish. I'm sure that's going to be replicated on the training pitch over the next few days as well. You know, all
maybe
the players take
quite the same success.
No, probably not, but he did it when it mattered.
Goal number 2 from Noah Okafor, we've taken a look at with Noah. Let's just move forward. The thing I really want to look at, and Nigel, you pointed this out, firstly at the time when it happened, but also about the importance of it. Carl Darlow made 2-0, not just a crucial save, but a really, really good save. When Nigel Martin says it's a worldie of a save, you know it's really high up there. This moment was key.
It was absolutely vital. You know, a corner gets swung in, and you know they win a free header. There's 0 point whatever it was of a second to react, and his hands are high at that point, which helps him to make that save. But that's experience, knowing where that header's likely to be. It's an incredible save, but it's incredibly important, because if that goes to 2-1, it becomes a nervy afternoon. Wolves would probably be coming on the front foot a bit more, and it wouldn't have been such a nice afternoon as we did have. But no, great save. Full credit to him. He was brilliant at Man United as well, so he's had a very good week as well.
Do you know what I like about that save? The reaction of the players around him.
Yeah.
We spoke about it off camera. It's the equivalent of scoring a goal.
Yeah.
You know, the save was fantastic. A great save. He's shuffling one way, he flicks his arm out the other way. But the reaction of players like Ethan Ampadu, all of the other boys, yes,
they know how important it was.
It's vital.
Yeah, and given Armstrong scored a goal that was just marginally offside as well,
which was a great finish.
Could have been a different afternoon. Look, it wasn't nervy as such, because there was always the 2-goal cushion, but having Dominic Calvert-Lewin score the penalty at the end, just kind of like, right, this is done now. So let's take a look. I mean, no doubting here, Nigel, this is definitely a penalty, and it's a good penalty that was taken.
Yes, I think Willy Gnonto does really well in the build-up, doesn't he? He gets his body in, sticks his bum in to protect the space, and gets hold of the ball, does really well, runs with it, plays a lovely through ball for Dominic. There he is, look, sticking his bottom into the... Gets put away on all one-touch football, which is great. That's a lovely little ball with the outside of his foot, and Dominic's just about to fire the shot onto the goal, and the defenders sort of put his leg across him to stop him shooting. Really, clear penalty, and I'm sure he was happy to step up and take it.
Yeah, and Bex, it hasn't in open play. It hasn't quite happened from the last few games for Dominic, but certainly when he's had the opportunity from the spot, no mistake whatsoever, and we've seen that a few times.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's not through any fault of his own. He's getting in the right areas, he's making contact with the ball, he's getting shots on target. But for one reason or another, the keepers tend to go the right way and gamble the right way. You look at the way he takes this penalty. He takes this penalty like he's full of confidence. He's not worried about the opportunities that he's missed over the last 3, 4, 5 games. That's a great, confident penalty. Short steps, lines himself up, steadies himself, clean contact with the ball into the corner, send the keeper the wrong way. Brilliant execution of a great opportunity.
He's done everything in the last couple of games, hasn't he? He's scored there from the penalty spot. He set up the Noah Okafor goal in the first one with the sort of flick on header. He's cleared off the line a couple of times. It really does show when you've got a player like that. Players play in their position, but when they're offering all sorts of things to the team, Nigel, that's where the value is.
Yeah, I think if your star striker is prepared to do every bit of his job for you, you've got a special player, and he does do that. And I'm sure the rest of the players appreciate what he does. He runs the line really, really well up there. He does a lot of work on his own, holds the ball up really, really well, runs the channels. But is just as vital in our box when we're defending free kicks and corners. He seems to drop back into that space away from, he starts at the near post to head the first one away. The ball goes over him. He makes sure he drops back in to protect the goal, and it's a vital area. We used to have a player on the post that would do that. It's gone away from having that player now. But if the ball does go over that near post player, his job is to come in and protect that place. And he's done it so well over the last couple of games. Yeah,
nice to get a clean sheet as well. There was a period in the season where Leeds couldn't buy a clean sheet. I mean, it just wasn't happening. But we have seen recently it is much more steadied, more assured, and from your position as a number one, looking out at that field of play, you just want to walk through that tunnel at the end of it without a ball having gone past you.
Yeah, I mean that was what I was saying. After it goes 3-0, that was what I was saying. He'll be desperate for that clean sheet now. The back sort of 4 or 5.
Forgive me, I'm just going to interrupt. Daniel Farke is ready to chat with Bryn and Tony. Let's see what the Leeds United manager has to say after today's 3-0 win.
Thank you, Rich. Yes, well, we started our little greeting as the manager arrived. He said win after win, and that's the first time this season, but it couldn't have come at a better time, could it?
Yes, third win in a row was with the West Ham game, first time back-to-back in the Premier League. I was a bit nervous before this game, I'll be honest, because after such a historical night on Monday at Old Trafford, the next game is always unbelievably difficult, especially when you have a home game against a rock bottom side, and the expectations are high, and very often you don't do it then in such a game. And I wanted to do this with my boys, and we were highly motivated. It was also a quick turnaround for them. They had 3 more days to recover, but then in the end, to be there was a clean sheet win, with scoring 3 goals, with being there in the key moments of the game with the right decisions, anyhow, was important, and also to edge 3 points closer to achieve our goals during the season feels fantastic, and I'm proud of the boys.
You must have set them the task, I'm sure, of starting quickly. They did just that, didn't they?
Yes, we wanted to start quick, to take the confidence and the rhythm out of the Old Trafford game more or less into this game, also to calm the nerves in the stadium down, because expectations are high, and sometimes once you don't start well and everyone is thinking, what happens today, then the stadium gets nervous, and sometimes can tear also into the players, and we wanted to make sure that everyone is right behind us and full of confidence, and also to start it strong. We did this, could have scored a few more. But then it's football. There's a good side. Wolves, they have had more than decent results in the last couple of months. was important to be switched on, and also in the right moment to be there with a block on the goal line, or Karl Darlow in the second half was a crucial, decisive save, and then also to bury the game with the third goal was quite important. So starting period was key, but also to bring this with consistency till the final whistle was also important, yes.
It was always going to be a mental challenge, I think, this game. We started really well. At 2-0 and 20 minutes or so of that second half was a bit ugly. It was another mental challenge.
Yes, because their fate is more or less clear and obvious, and they could play with a bit more freedom and take some risks, and and if you don't score the third goal, then you get a bit nervous, and then there are also a bit crazy moments, and there's a break of 8 minutes because the fourth official have to change, and then whatever another break, and with the Brendan Aronson scene, and felt also a bit more tired than perhaps because we had less days to recover, but we kept our nerves, we stick together, and it's also important that during this moment of the seasons, and not that every moment is beautiful and fantastic football like we've shown more or less in the last games, but also pragmatical in a way, because all that mattered today were the 3 points and to win this game, and this is what we've done today.
But I think the best bit of quality certainly came from us, and Brendan Aronson. That ball was incredible.
Yes, so there's also something we speak a lot about him, because sometimes he has a tendency to take too many touches, but also like we encouraged him. There was even a scene before where he could have crossed to Dominic, and we had a big will also from our offensive players to bring the bodies into the box. Also Noah was a sprint to arrive there at the time and not just a jog. We spoke about these topics, and then fantastic assist from Brendan. I'm delighted for him that he's so much in the spotlight, also like for adding assists right now. Also like he plays overall really good season, of course, with ups and downs, but right now, he's also back in the crunch time period to deliver some really good performances, and for that was, of course, a crucial moment for us. Yes.
I've got to ask, 39 points, is that enough?
In a normal season, I would say yes, but this is also a bit special. Teams like Tottenham, which is normally crazy, or Nottingham, who are playing in Europe and have fantastic squads, and also West Ham, a big club, are trying to chase us down, and we have also a bit the special situation that 2 of these teams will play us. So if you lose a game, it means also automatically that they win 3 points. So for that, I still think, yes, if all the results would go into our favor, it could, of course, already be enough. But I still think we need to stay with the foot on the gas. We need to win at least 1 more point, perhaps even a few more. Our focus won't go at any point away from winning points and giving 100%, because it's just over when the fat lady sings, and for that we'll keep going till mathematically everything is done. But with 39 points, with 5 games to go, we're on a good path.
A good place. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'll celebrate, but not too much.
Okay.
There you go then, the thoughts of Daniel Farke after today's 3-0 win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Leeds have had interesting kind of portions of this season. They had that bit after the Man City game where they just went on that run of form. Then maybe a little bit of a dip. Do you feel, Nigel, that maybe they're hitting a bit of form again, potentially at the best part of the season?
At the right time, yeah. I think Daniel spoke there about keeping their foot on the accelerator, and if they want to finish the season strong with a cup semi-final and potentially more, then you have to keep that performance level really, really high. So that's what he'll be demanding from them. This group of players will demand it from themselves. So it's been a pleasure to watch them, to be honest. Grow and get better and better each game out there, and the togetherness that we see is something that I really enjoy.
I think that's a perfect note to leave it on there. Absolutely lovely stuff. Nigel Martyn and Jermaine Beckford with us here in the studio. So the double over Wolves this season, 2 wins in a row in the league for the first time. 39 points is a bit of a milestone as well. Over to the rest of the teams. Let's see what they can do. We'll be back with the action midweek. Bournemouth and, of course, that FA Cup semi-final to come. It's been a big week. It could be an even bigger week coming up in the next 7 days or so. We'll bring you all the action here on LUTV.
Red Bull gives you wings.